we will bring it to the fire, as you can see. It does not burn, only gradually melts. Then we'll take the ashes and dip the sugar into it. We bring it to the fire again, and this time the sugar starts to burn. Even if you remove it from the candle, the fire does not disappear, and the sugar is covered with the crust and then completely explodes. That's how it was. But sometimes sugar can burn out without exploding. Why do you think it started burning at all? Fill the glass with refined sugar to the top. And then completely immerse in it warm water. After a while, some of the sugar dissolved in the water and some remain lying in the bottom. Now, add a little potassium permanganate to the liquid. As you can see, it stays on the surface without sinking to the sugar at the bottom, even if we start to stir it. In ordinary water, potassium permanganate immediately attends to the bottom and mixes with water. No matter how much we interfere, the result is the same. And after 20 minutes, the liquid turns brown at all. Although half with sugar does not change, let's try adding green dye to one glass and iodine to another. Stir and get the same result as with potassium permanganate. And now there will be a trick. Look carefully. Let's make a number and write it on a sugar cube. We throw it into the water and stir it. Now, hold our hand over the water and the number miraculously appears on the palm of your hand. And here's the secret. We just print a number with the sugar on our finger, and then we put it in the palm of a person. That's all. Let's take a balloon and the funnel. With this help, we will pour sugar inside. Let's take a bottle of soda and pull our balloon on the neck. Try not to spill the sugar. Now we start and watch how the foam and gas quickly fill the ball. Oops! It's not easy to keep it up. Let's try it with other sodas. After all, the most powerful thing came out with cola. But now, we see that balloons inflated with gas stand and on the bottles exactly. Put a wooden board on a baking sheet and pour little sugar on top. Now add dry potassium permanganate to it. We mix these substances with the wooden stick and then we begin to crush them, turning them into a homogeneous dust. A little more pressure and a fire breaks out. What a powerful flame! In no case, do not repeat it at home. This is a very dangerous experiment. Let's take some food wrap and make 2 identical squares of it. Pour about 2.5 tablespoons of sugar on each Add a quarter spoonful of starch to one of the squares, mix, and begin to wrap in the bag. We will tie it with the thread several times for reliability. We do the same with the second film, but with the thread of a different color. Cut off the excess and put both bags in a bowl of water for 30 minutes. And then take them out. Now add iodine to the container with water and dissolve it. We will hang our bags over the solution and cover them with the lid. After 12 hours, changes are visible. Pour out the sugar for clarity. With pure sugar, almost nothing happened. But sugar mixed with starch acquired an ashen color. In a bowl, pour a few spoons of powdered sugar, and then add a little soda. Now we pour our sand on a baking tray and pour alcohol on it so that it gets soaked. Pour our mixture on top, level it, and ignite the alcohol. A chemical reaction immediately begins. The mixture begins to turn into a black mushroom-like appendicus, like monsters from TV series of One of Us. It looks creepy, but at the same time, fascinating. And that's what remains in the end. There's a charm in this figure. Let's take sulfuric acid and very carefully begin to impregnate refined sugar with it. Add a little bit and the sugar gradually begins to turn black. Continue until all the sugar turns black. Now we just watch. We see how the liquid begins to flow out of the sugar, and then it begins to deform and grow, faster and faster. Gas is already starting to be released, and the sugar itself seems to be boiling. Finally, the reaction is completed, turning the sugar into a soft, sticky black mass. It's time to conduct a larger experiment. Fill the glass jar with granulated sugar about halfway up, and now let's move on to the most dangerous part. Pour the sulfuric acid inside and start stirring everything as quickly as possible until the reaction begins. Now it only remains to observe from a safe distance. Again, the substance begins to gradually turn black, and then gas and smoke appear, after which a huge black something begins to crawl out. Somewhat resembles a slug from outer space, causes ambiguous emotions. As you can see, the mass has risen much higher than the volume occupied by sugar and acid. Let's take a closer look. Wow, this thing is hot. Break off a piece. As you can see, it crumbles easily in your hands. With a stationary knife, we will cut out this form exactly along the lines. It seems to be quite smooth. Now we need a lighter. With this help, it will not only scorch the sharp edges of the plastic, but also give it the shape we need. Under the influence of heat, plastic becomes very soft and malleable, and it cools down almost instantly. Our spoon is ready. With this help, for example, you can pour out tea leaves. Again, using a marker, we will outline this form. We cut off everything superfluous from the bottle, trying not to damage the integrity of the plastic loop. Now, we will push the base of the bottle into its loop as tightly as possible. Here's such a homemade mug we have turned out. The handle can easily withstand the weight of water. This time, we will need 2 bottles of ½ liter and 1½ liters. Attaching them to each other will make notes with an additional margin of 3 to 5 centimeters. Let's share a big bottle. And now we will insert all the parts of our design into each other as follows. Now we will prick a steel needle with the lighter and make 2 through holes in the structures. We insert wooden sticks into the half holes. Thus, we get homemade juicer. Let's check out half an orange. That's how much juice we managed to squeeze out. Let's try it. Very good. Let's take a 2-liter bottle and a water filter. We cut the neck off the bottle together with the cork and sand them to smoothness. Divide the bottle with the knife exactly in half. We will place a filter in the upper part and use it to mark the place of the future cut. Cut off the remnants of the neck along the line and push the filter into it. Let's combine the design and outline the place where the neck with the stopper will be attached. We'll make a hole and attach them with the glue gun. Pour water inside the structure and watch how the filter does its job. Filter water is ready to use. Pour it into our plastic mug. Let's take another 2-liter bottle and remove everything superfluous with a light movement. Combine the top with the bottom like this. Now we will need 2 corks from ordinary bottles and 1 from a 5-liter bottle. We will mark the place for the holes on them and cut them out. Let's use a glue gun and attach the necks with lids to these holes. As a result, we get such a convenient homemade cup in the bathroom for 3 toothbrushes and toothpaste. Let's take 2 plastic bottles and cut off their lower parts. Then, using a glue gun, we attach a zipper lock to one of the bottoms. Remove half of the lock and attach it to the second bottom. Now we can put things inside of them, fasten them locks. We fasten and cut off the excess. As you can see, we have a container with the convenient fasteners in which you can store various little things. And if you pull off the same trick with the whole bottle, then you will get a convenient place to store tubes. Everything is simple, reliable, and most importantly, with your own hands. We will cut off the middle of 2 plastic bottles, then straighten it with scissors. Using a ruler, we will outline the shape we need and cut off the excess. Now you can start giving the plastic shape of a cube, smoothing it with scissors. Now let's bend it a little with our hands so that the edges do not bend outward. In total, we will need 2 such cubes. Insert them into each other so that the wall of one coincides with the whole other half. We put a gift inside them, push them into each other, and let's add a ribbon, and our unusual transparent gift packet is ready. Now we need a 5-liter bottle. Using scissors, we will cut off its upper part. Then we will melt a small hole in the center of the cork, remove it, and bring an incision to the hole. Cover top of the bottle with red spray paint and the cork with black paint. We glue the edges and with black consultant tape, press it well so that everything looks as neat as possible. Now, we will pull the lampshade wire through the lid and screw it into the former bottle. We screw the light bulb into the ceiling and everything is ready. It remains only to hang it. That's such a nice lamp we got. Let's take a 5-liter bottle and make a marking along the oval of the face. According to this markup, we will make a large cutout. Let's take insulating tape and glue the entire perimeter of the hole with it. It is important that the tape fits snugly to the bottle, so we make incisions on the corners. Now we need a sealer. We also glue the entire perimeter of the hole with it, and then cut out the excess. Ready? We make several small holes in the cork. Moisten the folded bandage in vinegar. We put it in the cork and cover it with the damp cloth, then tightly screw the cork into the bottle. We put on a mask and on top of our design. It fits very tightly to the head and it sits comfortably. Our homemade gas mask from a plastic bottle is ready. Now we need a baby saw. We would cut off its lower part and attach it in a bottle with the cut bottom. In a bowl, mix the shampoo with water, and then moisten the sock in its liquid. It remains only to blow into the neck of the bottle and you will get a huge amount of foam. Here's such an unusual toy with soap bubbles we got. Children will definitely like it.